in the latest Forsaken update, we got a ginormous update. Now, this video is not gonna talk about the balancing because that's a whole mess that I'm not even gonna touch. But in this video, we're gonna talk about one of the characters, our favorite furry, Guest 666. So I'll be answering the question of what if she looked realistic. Enjoy and subscribe. Okay, so we have some references here of Guest 66. There isn't really a lot of art that depicts her in like a realistic state, so this is really just gonna come all from the brain hole I have. Wait, hold on, my webcam, where's my webcam? Hold on, I need to bring that up real quick. There we go. Hi guys. Okay, so I have Guest 666 here. This is probably gonna be the most like interesting, craziest design I'm probably gonna do. I don't even know where to start. Her design is so complex. It's a lot. Definitely a demon, but wow. I think I'm just gonna start with like a simple block out of what she would look like, the sizing and everything like that, the scaling, kind of like what they just did, where they just kind of like gave her a bunch of blocky. She's very blocky, right? And it fits the style of Roblox perfectly. But then I'm gonna go and smooth her out pretty much and get back into like the sculpting, right? I haven't done this in a little bit, but of course you guys know, if you're an OG, you need to delete the cube and then add the cube.
Incredible.
That's important. It's really important, guys. You guys really, if you don't do that, I will come to your house and then I will delete your cube and then add a new cube and then leave. So as I was saying, from the back, I'm just pretty much kind of blocking out what I want, where everything's gonna be, where her legs, her forearms, her hoofs, I think. I'm assuming hoofs on her feet are going to be in everything, because this is honestly a pretty complex character, and I want to be able to translate her monstrous form that she has, into a realistic form quite well. So this is just kind of like the sketch of it, so I have a really good 3D render pretty much to scan around and make sure that all the proportions are correct. Pretty much that's it. Okay, so like this is my sketch of her, right? I think the proportions are pretty good. So we kind of have her body where she has a hunchback, right? We kind of dramatic it a bit more, right? And then I'm gonna make her knees connected. They just seem to add just like a ball at her knees. Like it's just a ball. Don't really know why, but it's fine. There we go. But I think as a sketch of like what I want her size to be and how like big and everything like that I want her to be, I think this is pretty good. We're now going to like move it to the back. Gonna see how this kind of goes. Go and put all of this into like a sketch area. Okay, so this is me just pretty much tracing the sketch that I made, making sure that everything's connected as like an organic body, so that when it moves like a body and not like a little Roblox character. I pretty much add a smooth miss. Oh my god, hello, smooth miss modified, smooth me. I'm slapping my mic. I'm so sorry. I added a subdivision modifier to this. That's all I wanted to say. My god. Hello, English? We're definitely figuring it out, So, she has a really small torso. I find it interesting. And I'm gonna give her like a big freaking chest.
Hey, yo!
Ready? Like buff chest. A buff chest, just to clarify. A big buff chest. And yeah, I think this is good. This is cool. Okay, so this is starting to look pretty darn cool. I like it. It's gonna be interesting creating her shirt, because like, what do we do with that, I don't really know, but we will definitely see. I'm just kind of creating the still like the layout of what I want, making sure that everything is still, you know, making this version of it right here, the one spinning in the background, using this as like the base sketch. Of course, as you can see that everything kind of matches up pretty well. She's a bit taller than her base sketch back here, but I'm gonna add a lot of fluff around her neck, so that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, no, this is starting to look pretty darn fun. I like it a lot. I think it's honestly pretty close to time to like start sculpting and stuff, and I have to get locked in for sculpting. And then because like this, okay, I gotta look up, is her shirt like in her, like in, like, is it like Cool Kid where it's like drawn on her, like carved into her skin, or is it just a shirt? I'm trying to really understand. Okay, so it says the Roblox symbol written across their torso and arms. It could be a shirt, but I have to take some like creative freedom. If you look at the original guest, hold on, you have the entire Roblox logo written across it, right? Honestly, let's just do that. Let's not make it a shirt. Let's make it like, I think what I'm gonna do, imagine with me real quick. I'm gonna sculpt her body and then project the Roblox logo. I'm gonna update its design because I'm pretty sure this Roblox logo is like bleeding and bloody and everything like that. And then across her body. See how that looks. Hopefully it looks really nice. Yes, I can do that. That'd be cool. Let me now go ahead and start sculpting. Oh, yeah, I had to sing it apparently. I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, so I think this is a pretty good base. She kind of doesn't have teeth right now, or eyeballs, so I don't know if that makes her more terrifying or less, but tell me what you feel, how you feel about that in the comments, I guess. Otherwise, I think this is honestly a pretty good start. Everything is very nice. I'll definitely like her back right here. Very, very gross, very yucky, but all very necessary. I think this is a great start. Now all I need to do is start adding in the little details on. But let me go ahead and add her teeth, her eyes, and then I guess get the whole like main started because I am not good at fur. I'm not good at fur. This is definitely starting to look very good. We're getting closer and closer into the part. Just good stuff. It was such a pain to make this, but I made the little like line around it. I finally figured out how to get close. That's pretty neat. But that looks really, really good. So we can definitely keep it as that. Let's work on the hat. The little hat with an R on it. It's some interesting things. I'm pretty sure it's like coming out of her horns are literally like ripping the hat, I think. But I could be wrong. But let's go ahead and make it. Okay, so I think that the hat is looking pretty alright. I'm still not super happy with like the body, but we'll definitely get better. We'll definitely like it'll definitely start shaping itself more and more as we go in. Whoa. Look at that. Holy cow. I did not. Wow. You know, that is something. If you can see my face right now, I'm just in shock. Anyways, so let's go and look at the hair particles. We'll just go to particles. But yeah, I'm gonna go work on her mane, I guess. Her chest hair. She's a very manly woman. So yeah, I had to do a little bit of a glow up on her. Make sure that her hair is all nice and pretty. I had to do a... I gave her a little bit of a do, a little bit of a blowout. Heck is a blowout? What is that? You know, I gave her a little bit of a cut, a little bit of a chop, a little bit of a do. Anyways, yeah, you know, I made her look beautiful, okay, with her beautiful, luscious locks, okay. It was a little bit of tinkering, but I made it work out. And honestly, I think I did a pretty good job. Got that more monstrous, crazy, freaking furry hair. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. What do you think? You hate it? Do you like it? Do you think that she slayed? I'm gonna stop talking now. Okay, peeps and geeks. I think, what else do I need to do on this little goober? I know that she doesn't have any textures, really. Man, that's terrifying. What the heck? Look at that. Let me go look at the references to see what I'm missing. Now, it looks like she's kind of like wearing pants here, but I don't really like that. There's like, I feel like it's gonna look weird. She's wearing pants, but we can move on from that, I guess. I think it's time just to texture. I don't think there's that much I need to do besides just texturing. Let's go ahead and start that. Okay, so time for texturing. This was a little bit rough because I don't really know how to texture hair, but luckily there is actually like a BFTF, I think it's called, which is pretty much a hair texture. Special, just in Blender, already pre-made, and you can just mess around with the settings a little bit, and it looks pretty good. So I was pretty happy with that. And exciting news, if you actually remember me, I used to do pressure content, and I made a lot of monsters from pressures and like creatures and stuff like that. So I actually used one of my textures that I made for the monsters. So hopefully that's a little bit of a flashback. I think what you're seeing right now is Blitz skin texture thing. I don't know if anyone really cares, but I just thought it was interesting. And then, of course, I made it look like a kind of wolf, like bloodhound monster. And I think it really worked out. Okay, so I like the way that I have the glowing effect on his hands and stuff. They look pretty darn gnarly. I like it. Pretty simple. All I go just the vertex painting and I just paint it. But it's pretty simple. Dude, that looks really cool. Okay, it looks really crazy, dude. Really trying to figure out these horn situation. This is not... Sometimes I'm like, yeah, that looks good. And then other times I'm like, no. And it's hard to kind of figure out, like, why. I think it's because these are very sharp horns, you know? They're very extremely sharp horns. Right here, right? And I could try to create that, but it's kind of challenging. But I'm actually kind of doing it as I'm saying it, so I don't know why I'm saying it's challenging as I'm doing it. That's wonderful. Prove me wrong as I'm doing it. Lovely. I'm really trying to get these, like, textures worked out. I'm gonna go and finish her hat, tail, what else? Oh, and then add the Roblox life.
It's Roblox.
Logo on her chest. It should be pretty much good from there. Okay, so I actually forgot to add some details. So I'm going back right now and adding like the R and the Roblox logo on her chest and hat. So I forgot, I even forgot how I did it, but I'm pretty sure it's by mix color. Yeah. What? Why is there black? Why did it move? What? What? What has happened? What has happened? Why is it to the side? Hold on. Oh, it's a displacement. I put it on. I put it on the displacement. Yeah, it doesn't need a displacement. It's just the... Oh no. Okay, so this is me putting the R and the Roblox logo. At first, I was really struggling because I was using special textures that didn't really allow you to add any other textures on top of them. And it caused a couple problems, but I just had to go inside of like the texture code and I figured it out. So it's really not that bad. You know, and mainly it was tedious because I'm pretty new to a lot of this, like texture stuff, or like combining and adding textures on top of each other. I'm new to that, I would say. I am not the Sensei Wu of Blender, sadly. I'm still learning a lot of the program, and If you know a better way to texture your models, please do tell me in the comments. I will be reading that, and I will be very interested in what you might do for your textures. Okay, so we have the R on her hat, all like kind of melty thing. We have the R or the Roblox, a bit messy, still not the best at texturing work, but you can definitely tell it is Roblox. It's very like cracky, broken, stuff like that, which I like. Like, it's pretty cool, interesting detail. And with everything, I turn off simplify. It should look darn. Yeah, pretty much what you expect. Cool. Now let's go ahead and create some renders. Yay! What was the sound? What sound did I just create? What is that? What in the world? Okay, exciting. We are on the final stretch of things. Pretty much, to simplify it, all I did was I added a bevel onto her tail to make it look more organic, and I just rendered a couple poses of her and went and edited them in Adobe Premiere Pro. No, Photoshop. What the heck? I made Adobe Premiere Pro right now recording this, but I edited the photos in Photoshop. But yeah, pretty much not too hard, not too tough, fun. I really liked how I did the renders, and I hope you do too. I did want to do a render of Guess 666. I mean, like an animation render, but like I just did not have the time to do that, and I did not want to stress myself out about an animation that I'm like send out to you guys half-baked. It won't even look good. Like, come on. So I just gave you some really good renders, and feel free to absolutely get the membership to my channel if you want to download them as like a background for any reason at all. I would love that. Again, this is all up to you. No worries if you don't want to. I'm probably going to stay with the Forsaken content for a little bit longer until my college goes into winter break, and then you're going to see me start experimenting a little bit more with my channel and the videos on it. Be excited for that. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the beauty shots. Okay, thank you all so much for watching this video. I always really appreciate everyone's support. It means the world to me that I can do this for my job, dude. For my freaking job. It's awesome. Anyways, this was Sunwave 3D. You all have a wonderful night, morning, or afternoon. Peace out.